It is a pioneering organization dedicated to conservation of Park Bay through participatory marine resource management and involving local communities. It has been 2 decades that he has been working extensively with this marine conservation, and that is yielding very good efforts in terms of awareness and sustainable fishery. Dr. Balaji has done his PhD from Bharatidasan University. His PhD is mainly only on seagrass acoustic mapping, eco-friendly restoration of seagrass and mangroves, and community-based coastal resource management. Uh, his leadership has been instrumental in establishing the dugong conservation reserves in Tamil Nadu. Uh, with appreciating his efforts recently at WCC, IUCN Conservation has been awarded for his efforts towards dugong. One motion has been passed for dugong conservation. This is first of its kind, and that has been really appreciated world over. So there is a big achievement for him personally and for India as well. So we are all proud of his efforts as an Indian and as a conservator. Whatever he has done on this dugong conservation. He is also a National Geographic Explorer and recipient of several awards, including Tamil Nadu State Environment Award, Champion Award. So, Dr. Radarajan is continued to inspire impactful work for coastal ecosystem, sustainability, community, and well-being. So, I really appreciate his time that he has taken out for this webinar, and I hope we'll have a very good session ahead, a good learning for all of us. Welcome, Dr. Balaji.
Thank you, sir. So may I start, sir?
Please, please, please.
Yes, and first of all, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Jayendra for this opportunity, and I'm also thankful to Dr. Sonia for coordinating this. And it is my privilege to have this opportunity to share about our work through this online platform. So let me please to share the slides. Is it visible, sir?
Yes.
Yes. So this presentation is an outcome of teamwork with the Tamil Nadu state government, Tamil Nadu Forest Department, central government, the Wildlife Ministry of India. And we are just a very small organization working for the community-based conservation on the ground. So before starting this presentation, I would like to bring the dedicated efforts of Wildlife Institute of India and Tamil Nadu Forest Department for this whatever the work that I'm going to present. So from my own perspective, this marine conservation that we have to do in a small part of the great nation, and that is towards aimed towards the nation building from our side. So the participatory marine conservation efforts, a case study from Park Bay, Tamil Nadu, southeast coast of India. So the Park Bay is located between India and Sri Lanka. This organization was actually started when I was PhD students. So before going to the organization work, I would like to explain how it was initiated. So when I was doing my BSc in 1998, I got some interest to I was visiting with my friends to the local beach. The first time I saw my coast, because I'm living about 25 kilometers from the beach. For the first time, I was able to visit these seagrass beds when I was a teenager. And after seeing these beautiful seagrass beds, I decided to spread the awareness to the community, particularly my friends and family. So I built my own underwater camera. So I actually built small fish tank and put the Yashica camera inside and covered the top with the balloon and took some images. This is how I started. So after taking few photographs and slowly I was the passion I got in that age. Now I can understand after like 25 years, 27 years, I could understand the struggles I faced in the initial phase. So I could not explain the passion to anybody because I'm living in a very small place where no underwater camera is there, and nobody was trying to take underwater images from the local society. So I took some images with my friends and showed to my parents. And slowly, one of my teacher, who is Dr. Siva Subramanian, a student of Dr. Salim Ali, he encouraged me to study MSc in marine biology. So after 2 years of studying marine biology in CAS in marine biology in Annamalai University, I found that there is a gap between what I learned from the books and the local coastal habitats and how the fishermen interact with ocean. The local community, fisher community, can easily understand the types of waves, how they can enter into the wave, sea and come back, even in the rough seas. So this actually motivated me how the local people are interacting with the ocean. So immediately in the next day after my masters, I decided not to go back to home. So I borrowed a bike from my friend, and I started traveling along the coast of Tamil Nadu. S- I was actually interested to travel all along the coast, but due to the language restrictions, I started from Pulikat, that is Pulikat Lake in north side of Tamil Nadu towards Kanyakumari. So it was 594 fishermen villages, and every day I stayed. I traveled 5-10 kilometers only, but I used to stay with the fishermen and interact with them, and I fill the questionnaire and study the. So it helps me to understand more and more. At the same time, I visited schools and talked to the children about environmental conservation. So local NGOs helped me. So it is the first beginning point to come out from the comfort zone from the university where you have all the facilities and friends and grow up within a family. So from a middle class family, so it was a little tough and challenging to break these barriers and comfort zone. But it was an amazing experience. Still, I remember in my whole life that how the community actually the interaction between myself and the community and the oceans. So this after this bike expedition, I wrote a report and came back to the university, and I decided to send one copy to our former president, Honorable Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is still an inspiration to all of us and every Indian. In those days when I was like 22, 23 age, and I sent because I really wanted to tell him that and the coast in our country is immensely beautiful. At the same time, it has its wonderful communities, and it is important to preserve them. So once I sent this report and I got the reply from him directly, the letter came to my university, and this is the motivation point again that I wanted to work myself independently. So after this expedition, I wrote to WWF India, which has been in contact since 1998 through my first study on seahorses in my coast. So then 2003, I got a very small funding, like 35,000 rupees, for creating awareness on sea turtle conservation along the coast of Carload district. So this is the first small project I got, but it gives an strength to my mind that we have to travel on this direction. So, but at the, however, as a young, as I was young, and I was also I had my own dream that I wanted to become a professional marine biologist to my whole life. I need to build my technical expertise, publications, research, global networking, and whatever every young professional wanted to achieve in his life. But practically, I got some very I was not financially secure, and I really needed a job. Um, Sorry, Dr. Sonia, I got some background sound. It's not from me.
Yes, sir. Just give me a second. Please mute yourself. I request.
Thank you very much. I was not I did not I have limitations in language, income, job security, and everything. And but slowly I moved slowly built myself to have better skills, and why I worked in different NGOs including Madras Crocodile Bank Trust, and I spent more than 15 to 18 hours in online to apply for various conferences across the globe and try to contact experts to build my skills and further pathway. Um, in 2006 7 I got an opportunity to visit Europe, Germany. So I was in Baltic Sea. So for the first time, I saw the people riding sea kayak. Then I got a donation from my friend, and this sea kayak is actually done. I decided to pedal the sea kayak for marine conservation in my coast in open sea for 600 kilometers. So I started this expedition from Rameshwaram, and so this is the practice session. I practiced nearly 8 to 8 hours in the sea before I start this expedition, because I was not accompanied by anyone. It was a lone. I have to be manage everything on my own in open sea. So this is just the practice videos how I adapted myself to the open sea in case of any mishap. But you can see here I tried to bring myself up using the Eskimo rolling, which I used to see through the YouTube videos. But practically, when I did this work, when I traveled along the coast, this Eskimo rolling and whatever the practice I got was not working. So mother she knows well, and she told me how to ride the sea kayak whenever she is calm, and she allows me. So it helps me to. So I was starting from Rameshwaram Island, and started to pedal every day like 10 to 15 kilometers in open sea and come back to the shore and meet the people. It was the response from the community was much better because they really wanted to interact me. What was my experience in every day in open sea? I was capsized several times in the sea with the big waves, and every time exit and entries was difficult. I slowly learned how to pedal the kayak through the traditional knowledge from the local fishermen, because they helped me to understand the currents, the waves, the wind, how to detect the winds, how to respond to the big waves if we see some immediately, and coming back to the shore, and everything I learned myself gradually in the open sea. When I completed my sea kayaking, then in 2006, but after 2009, I complete my PhD. So during this time, I understood that the immense exposure and experience I that Mother Nature gave me through this expedition is has actually showed me how the sea is actually looking at the human community and the land. So we have to give great respect to the nature, whatever it may be, a sea or land in our nation, because we are traditionally, culturally, we have been very closely connected with our lands and seas, and if we lose this connection, and it will be the big loss for our next generation. So this is the start of expedition with local fishing communities to talk about. So I was explaining about the different kind of marine animals that are living in our coast. That's including dugong, sea turtles, in the coast, and dolphins along the coast of Tamil Nadu, and how we can protect. And this is short video. Due to time shortage, I'm not going to play this. You can see it's in a. Dr. Sonia, shall I play these? It's like 3 minutes. Is it visible well, the videos, or I will skip
Yes,
it?
yes, sir. You can play it. You can play it very well.
Okay, thank you. You can see this video was made by one of my friend. So it showed, so when we were young and we wanted to really show the world that we are trying something on the ground. Uh, so this is like a message that I wanted to tell the world before the expedition. Because I was not sure that if I am completing this expedition or not, because of this long distance, and never had an experience before in the open sea.
Sir, maybe you can again reshare the message you wanted to give at this time.
Sorry.
So maybe you can reshare the message you wanted to give at this stage of your life. So because the audio is not there, so we will get inspired by the message of young Balaji sir when he was expecting this.
Yes, ma'am, and we are already gifted. We are living in a nation that is already gifted with the beautiful coastal and marine life, and it's 11,000 kilometers on the coast, and it is our responsibility to protect and bring it to the next generation. And so this video is an attempt, but so many times I was capsized in the open sea. I was nearly died sometimes because the rope was very tight around my neck. I was hanging down from the kayak under the water, but the next wave brought me to the shore. And it was not an easy expedition, but it is how the young people can put themselves out of any comfort zone for the nation and for the nature, so that we can bring some small changes on the ground. That is very important, even if it is a small dot in the entire nation, and it will surely bring a positive outcome in future. The once I completed this, just a minute. Once I completed this expedition, I got an opportunity to meet our honorable governor, and I explained them the importance of coastal habitats and ecosystems and dugongs and sea turtles and whatever that the human that the society has to protect in the entire country. And so, if the young people, whoever listen to this presentation, and please note that whatever we did is like 25 years before, when there was not much facilities or internet or resources available. Now you have immense potential, because you have the internet, AI, and whatever you like to do to contribute towards the country. And please bring yourself out of your comfort zone. Then nature actually wants to nature actually how is the mother nature actually will bring you, once you decide to come out from the comfort zone, and it will show you the next paths and steps in your life. And I'm sure so apart from all these background stories, why I start this small NGO, still we are a very small NGO working at 10 people, 11 people now. And so the issue we have, once I complete this expedition, all these, and this is the first opening of Omkar Foundation, that is Organization for Marine Conservation Awareness and Research. And the issue we faced, we wanted to work in one place for a very long time as a small NGO. So this is the concept, because we don't establish our offices in different places. When we had a big project, sometimes it was decided within our small team that we can handle only the project that we can work on the ground. So that's why still we are a very small NGO, but rooted with the local community. So the issue we have in our area is that is we that in Parkway, that is trawl nets, lack of awareness among the community, and dugongs were hunted and not protected in Parkway. There was not much scientific data. Only fishermen knows about the dugongs. They consider it as a in Tamil it's called Aulia or Auria mean. That is, they consider it as one of a big fish. So it was a part of the diet. So they hunted the dugongs for meat. There was not much awareness to the general public about this animal, which is Schedule 1 animal equals to tigers. But they were once hunted without any limitation. So this is the dugongs. The dugongs, actually, I will have a more details about dugongs in the next slides. So this is the organization, that is Organization for Marine Conservation Awareness and Research. And so the park bed between India and Sri Lanka is 13,000 square kilometers. It is very shallow. The maximum depth is about 10 to 11 meters. It receives the fresh water from the tributaries of River Kaveri, and it has since the so much fresh water is coming to the north side of Park Bay, so the salinity in north side of Park Bay is comparatively lower. So it forms India's second largest mud flat next to Gujarat, that is exists here. There is Point Kalmyar Wildlife Sanctuary and Muthupet Mangrove Reserve Forest. So this huge freshwater flows towards the south and north in different seasons, and this freshwater actually brings nutrients to the Park Bay, and these nutrients gradually spread all over the Park Bay, and it helps the growth of seagrass bed. Naturally, it's a semi-enclosed bay. Geographically, it is connected with Sri Lanka somehow, and you can see north side it is Park Strait, that is here, that is 55 kilometers, here 70 kilometers, and here you can see Rameshwaram Islands 24 kilometers. So this is the habitat for dugongs, seagrass, porpoises, and humpback dolphin visit in a particular season in November. and we have seahorses, pipe fishes, sea cucumbers. So it's one of the richest fisher productivity in India. This area is well known for flower shrimps, and the seafood exported from here is contributing significantly for the export income for our country. That is so when we started the work as a small NGO, we start with the local community through mangrove restoration, and Tamil Nadu Forest Department is part of the work for since we started. So we walked we so as a founder, I visited those villages in a bicycle and visit those people and explain them to work with us for mangrove restoration with Forest Department also. So they agreed, and we got a very small project, and we removed this Prosopis juliflora from the coastal area and used it to fence along the uh, estuary inside to prevent cattle grazing. So this is the first work we started. And we also worked with local communities to set up intertidal nurseries. And these nurseries actually, the internet, technically the intertidal nurseries are much cheaper, and they have high success rate because instead of using the fresh water for mangrove nursery, if we use the salt water, if we use the estuarine water, the survival of the seedlings is much better and the plantation is much easier. And there are many techniques used for mangrove restoration. Here in southeast coast of India, we use this nursery-based raising as well as direct dibbling of mangrove propagules. And you can see these bags, and we have been using these bags, plastic bags, in when we started. Now we transformed these plastic bags into Palmyra bags. Palmyra is a state tree of Tamil Nadu, and we have abundant Palmyra trees in our coast. So local communities prepare these Palmyra bags, and we use these for the nursery. And this Palmyra bags is actually eco-friendly because there is no plastic waste. You don't have to throw any plastics after you planting the mangroves, and it also gives income to the local community, and it gives more significance to the Palmyra tree. So it has been in a progress. This idea, you can use any kinds of plants that are available in your coast to build such nursery bags from your area, which is eco-friendly, and it also support the mangrove restoration and gives a community some income to the community every day. So when we consider about the mangrove restoration, since we have so many estuaries in Tamil Nadu coast, small tributaries are everywhere and every few kilometers in my coast, particularly in Tanjore district, and we decided to establish small thickets of mangroves in the estuarine pockets. So we call it as a seed bank. One of the seed bank now we started in 2007 2008 is now become a well-grown mangroves, and we collected approximately 8,000 propagules per year. That is Rhizophora micronata. Other than this, we have a extensive extensive Avicennia trees. So we collect the seeds of Avicennia from natural mangroves, and once we collected, this is the mangrove patch that we planted actually in 2007. So it is an experimental site now. We can see the trees are now in the topmost, the canopy is now reached around 25 feet. And it is one of the site we established 20 years, I think, 18 years before. So healthy seeds gives higher success rates. So when you do the mangrove restoration, it is important to segregate the seeds into three qualities, three different varieties. So only we should use the healthy seeds for mangrove restoration in the beginning. And the maintenance of the nursery is very important from our perspective. We have issues from crabs, tidal water flow. In Tamil Nadu coast, the intertidal height is about 1.5 feet only. That is high tide and low tide. It goes ups and down every 6 hours. So based on this, we set up our nurseries. So we also use the this fishbone canals methods so that the tidal water easily goes inside, and we have to properly manage the nursery. So we don't manage the nursery for more than 3 months. It's perfectly aligned with the decomposition nature of Palmyra leaf bags. So they can withstand maximum 2.5 months. So within this period, the seeds will grow into small seedlings, and we can directly take the entire Palmyra bags and planted on the coast without using the plastics. So our approach is completely with the local community. So every site selection for mangroves is based on the discussion with the community and the decision. And we select the sites that should not affect the access to the local fishermen towards the seas. And so once we select the sites, we do this protection, mangrove restoration, plantation, and all this work with the local community participation. So we used to then we decided to also with involve more fisherwomen. So for that we established backyard nurseries in villages. So every backyard of fisherwomen they can grow up to 100 seedlings and they will bring back to the shore once it's growing better. This is one of the site we started in 2023 with the Tamil Nadu Forest Department. This is you can see this backside there is a big village, and this site was actually selected because it's you can see on the backside there's a parkway. The tidal water flow is easily going ups and down. So now I would like to come back to the dugongs. Before starting this, I would like to show a small video that we took around 1.5 months before in local sea. I used the drone. So we were about 2 kilometers from the shoreline, and one of the team member has spotted something is coming out from the water. Immediately, I took my drone. I'm a certified drone pilot, so I took this video, which is very important to show the evidence that we still have a dugong. And this dugong was very casual, and it was actually it was busy to feed the sea grasses or underwater. So the drone follows it. You can see here. Madam, can you see this video?
Yes, yes, sir. It's very much visible.
Yes. So the depth is about 15 feet only. So since the park bay is very shallow and the dugongs feed, even they come very close to the shore. They come up to 50 to 100 meters from the shore. Also, they come very close. They caught in the shores and nets. When I operate this, so when if any young people wanted to work on nature conservation, you also build your skill, technical skill on conservation. So conservation and nature may be related to ecology and biology, but at the same time, to build your skills and to have a better capacity, better career opportunities, it is better to we have drone technology and AI-based mappings and GIS. It's very important to have such skills if you want to work with habitat conservation. So this is I'm not sure it's a male or female dugong, but it was moving very slowly. Please wait, it will come out from the water. So it has to come out every 9 to 14 minutes to the surface and take breath, and again it will go down, and yes, for feeding. So, what is dugong? And the dugong is a marine mammal, and in Indian main coast, we have only in two places, that is in Gujarat and in Tamil Nadu. The number of animals in Gujarat is comparatively very low, but in southeast coast of India in Tamil Nadu, the number of dugongs is the highest in entire Indian subcontinent. So because since it's a very shallow and enclosed water, it offers a better place for a growth of extensive seagrass beds. We have 14 species of seagrasses. So the dugongs have a plenty of food, and so they are the marine mammals with the unwarm-blooded. They breathe air, and they feed the young dugongs with the milk. So you can see that they are called a group of animals. These are dugongs and manatees belongs to Sirenians. So manatees do not exist in Indian Ocean. They live only in Atlantic Sea, Atlantic Ocean, and then so the dugongs live in Indian Ocean. So the IUCN is scheduled it as a vulnerable species, and the largest dugong population still exists in Australia and also in Gulf countries. But the dugongs that we have in our country is genetically different and distinct from those populations that live in other parts of the world. And maximum we have around 200 to 300 animals in India, and it is our responsibility to protect these animals from extinction. So if we lose an animal, we will not be get back the same animals and same genetically distinct animals back to waters. So it is important and fortunate that we already have a good conservation efforts on the ground. So by evolution, they are closely related to the elephant, and it's the only surviving member of its family. And three species of manatees that are living in freshwater in estuaries in you can see in America and the subcontinent in American, sorry, not subcontinent, in American continent. And we had a stellar sea cow, but it was hunted in 19 in hunted it was actually extinct in 1750s, about 350 years before, and now the animals is completely extinct. So in dugongs, we have only in Indian Ocean, and it up to extent to Australia, that is one or two island from eastern side of Africa. So when you compare to the dolphins, the dugong's body is you can see it's little bulky, and the body is spindle shaped. It won't swim or it won't jump out of the water. It won't swim as fast as dolphins. It's a slow swimmer. It's weigh about 300 to 4 kgs, and it's a strictly herbivorous animal. And it's the only herbivorous animal, marine animal. It's you can see here the body. It's torpedo shaped. So it mainly its main diet is sea grasses. Sometimes it also feed on seaweeds if there is a food scarcity. Within these seaweeds, sea grasses, we have 14 species as I mentioned. So the largest species is an Halosacroides, the smallest is Holophila. So the diet is changed based on the age group. So if it adult dugong wants to eat, it will eat more this Simodacea cerulata, that is about 1 feet, 1.5 feet height. And if it wants to give a good food for its baby dugong, and it actually gives 3 to 6 months. The mother dugong scare the baby and gives one calf for 3 to 7 years, and 13 months of gestation and 18 months of calf nursing, and it lives up to 6 to 70 years like a human being. So the diet is changed when the baby grows. It will eat more seagrass that have a high fiber content, but when it is small and it tends to eat like we give a soft food to the babies in the first 1 year. So this dugongs knows where the smallest soft seagrass grows on the seafloor. We also know that, yes, and in specifically in those areas, these young and mother dugongs used to come, according to the fishermen. So the ecology and distribution, you can see that it's a strictly seagrass specialist, as I mentioned, and shallow, warm coastal waters, and it expand from East Africa to Pacific Islands. And so the significance, so the dugongs actually eat about, as I mentioned, 40 to 50 kg of seagrass every day, which means it also eat the entire plant with roots and leaves and seeds, and it can travel up to 600 kilometers per day. It was recorded scientifically, published in Australia. So this dugong is a big machine that process like a big machine that processes the entire seagrass parts, and when it releases its waste, when it releases its fecal matter, these seeds are actually spread by the dugongs, like elephants spread the seeds of the forest, and the forest is growing back and better. The same like the seagrass beds needs the dugongs for thriving. So it is an indicator species, and it's very important for the stability of seagrass bed. And this seagrass, we have a good seagrass bed, it is a habitat for variety of fin fishes, shellfishes that is economically support to the country and the fishermen. Thousands of fisher families depends on the seagrass beds, and it is also a habitat for other invertebrates, seahorses, pipe fishes. So why Parkway is important for dugongs? The seagrass bed extend up to 10 kilometers from the shoreline, and the water quality is good. There is there is no big factories here, and the community involvement with the effort of Tamil Nadu Forest Department, WI project, Camper project, and our organization's fieldworks has transformed the dugong hunters into dugong saviors. And India's first dugong conservation reserve has been established here for the dugongs. So this is dugong. So what happened to the dugongs in the past years? Why such a huge depletion when you have thousands of dugongs swimming in Australia and as well as in Gulf countries? Why we lost such a beautiful animals in a large scale? That is because in 1970s and 80s, you can see there's a huge number of mechanized boats are introduced. The fishermen give subsidies with the support of different countries encouraged to catch more fishes, and because they like to import from India in a much lower price and sell it much higher prices in European countries. And because of that, things happened, and the more boats are introduced into the waters, but it was not good for dugongs, because you can see like a cake, we have different layers. One layer we have seagrass bed, we have dugongs, and another layer is a human layer that puts the entire total number the that is the number of boats increase suddenly within the last 50 years, 40, 50 years. So dugongs get caught in those fishing nets and boats. You can see there's no head. It's a baby dugong in 2016. It is 2011 June 6th. It's a mother dugong. It's a female, and so we have witnessed so many dugongs here in our coast. You can see the size of the dugong here and the boxes. So when you are harvesting so many fishes from the waters, and we also actually damage the scheduled animal that is living in the same place. So we need to give a good support system these animals to bring back, because they are living 60 to 70 years, which is very long lifespan and slowly reproductive stage. Slowly at the same time we have too many boats. So the I say this word, which is not in 1 year. We took 12 years of ground effort to map the dugong standings in our coast. These yellow dots actually shows how many dugongs stranded here. So we published this paper. So, but when we started this NGO, we had no clue that how many dugongs exist. It is only an assumption, not exact data available, because low number of animals live in a large area. But the most important is we have to prove that the size and extent of seagrass bed that exist along the coast in my area, not in entire parkway. We work only in a small area that is around 30 percentage of entire parkway. So in 2011, I applied for a Department of Science and Technology project to map the seagrass bed using acoustic method. This is the first study in India to map the seagrasses using acoustic method. Why we use this acoustic method? So because the water is murky, so the turbidity, because of the high turbidity of seagrass, turbidity in the water column, it is impossible to use the satellite images to map the seagrass. So next other option is ground truthing, that is scuba diving and taking point samples, but it takes so much time. For example, this area is the entire district of Tanjavur coastal area, and it is 12,243 hectares of seagrasses mapped using this technology. And how we do it, and we built our own boat. It took some years to build our own research boat, where it is a small lab. You can see it's a small cabin, and so all the small stuffs, or I built small so instead of buying expensive things, we can build using a laptop and some GPS. We can work together to have because we need such a very straight transect along the coast perpendicular to the coast. So the boat will go 1 to 2 kilometers speed and come back and again go back. And so the transect, or every 1 kilometer we put the transect and continuously completed. So at the end of the survey, we got around 8 lakhs 53,000 points. That is called, because the data is collected every second, and so this is the point. Then I worked again for continuously with limited resources, but we could build this map, and it shows the size of the seagrass bed for the first time, which is an evidence that proved that this area should be protected for dugong conservation. And it's not just a science, a conservation, and a passion. We also have to understand that whatever we do in this country, in any part of the country, and we should understand that so many people are living there, and it is important to provide support to those families and philanthropic services. If you want to work towards the nation as a volunteer, if you want to contribute yourself, just come out from the comfort zone and directly interact with the community, understand the needs, help them to understand that you want to serve the community. And once they understand, once you build the trust honestly, then they directly support whatever the cause that you wanted to. So I believe that this is the only honest and right method, but it is not possible to build it immediately. When we started this organization, we set up our office in a very small village. Still, we are in a very small village where you can't see any board for our organization. The building is in a small community. It was structured inside the community. The entire center is managed by local community only. It is a small fishing village, and when we had this cyclone struck in 2018, our entire team walked 2 days before we prepared our center. So the local fishermen families, old persons, women with children stayed in our campus before the cyclone, not after, before the cyclone. So during the cyclone, our entire team was stayed in a center and protected the families. And within half an hour after the cyclone, in the early morning hours, we started to prepare food for 300 people. And in the next 10 days, we have worked extensively because of the volunteer support from the community. And we also directly connected with the district disaster response system in the district level. So with the collector office. So government has organized relief camps, and this is how we responded with the local community during the cyclone with the local government. So this is a COVID-19. We have distributed 2.1 ton of rice, mask, and we have identified single woman families and people with the special care using the GIS technology. So our volunteer distributed rice bags and groceries specifically. So the technology we don't just have to use for higher end. We can bring back the same technology to the community when there is a disaster struck. We can use it extensively. It's very helpful to understand. You can see women with goat here. So what is the relationship between the goat and the dugongs and the conservation? This is the very truth of how we can work with the community. The local fisherwomen are interested to. We try to teach them tailor training. It was failed. We tried to teach them candle making. It was not working because the entrepreneurship was not initiated through our trainings. But they really interested to have some goats on the backyard. So we decided to think on the way that the fishermen and the local families like to. So we started to donate goats to each family. When the first goat kid comes out, it breeds after 6 months or 8 months. When it breeds, and we will get back only the first goat kid, and we will donate to other families. So whenever the goat breeds and it is donated to other families, then the mother goat will be given to the same family which we had donated before. This is like a number of goats increased and it is donated to family. And when there is a rescue release of dugongs, we donate the goats. And whenever there is a rescue release of turtles happened with videos, evidence, and photos, we donate the goats. Still, we are doing the same. And we have been doing school awareness program on dugongs with other organizations, particularly Arumbagal Trust from Tirunelveli also joined us, and we have done extensive dugong awareness in schools with Tamil Nadu Forest Department and AAI. So awareness program is very important. Imagine we started in 2007, now in 25, a next generation of kids are actually learning about dugongs. But now, who learned from us in 2007, now working with us as a volunteers who also help us for the rescue, release of dugongs and seagrass restoration. And so we also donate 18,000 rupees for single woman for the children who are from the single woman families, because when there is a single woman families, it is difficult for them to go to the universities. We encourage them to go to universities to join the studies, and we every year we donate 18,000 rupees until they complete the studies. So 50 persons selected along the coast. So this is the maximum we can give from our organization, that with the blessings of God, and we have been continuing this effort. So all the scholarships, emergency support systems, and the goodwill that actually request only one thing from the community. If you caught the dugong accidentally in your net, please immediately release it in back into the water. Take a photo or video, send to the government. Then they will give rewards to you, and we will give it goats to you. So this is how, so the once we build this trust with the community, then other things happens naturally. And we also did the acoustic survey of seagrass. Now we recently for seagrass restoration purpose, you can see this RGAs we use. So apart from now from the community service, I would like to go a little bit more technical. And yes, I will go a little faster. So by ArcGIS, we use this. We made this grid, and this is the method we use it for. Like you can see this camera, that is a drop camera, and one bin crab for taking samples from the mapped area, and this is the acoustic machine that used to map the area. Once we complete the map, we selected some places for taking samples of seagrass and open area and sediments, and this is the map we can produce, and it helps to understand where open area where there is a seagrass exist here. Now we use the drone based survey. You can see from the drone image, this is the fishing net fixed on the sea floor. That is you can see here, that is called a trap net. It's about 40 meters, and we take several drone images and stitch together and build a one big tip file. This is called the drone photogrammetry. It can be used for mangrove mapping as well as seagrass mapping, and it helps to understand the different patterns and colors from the images, and based on that we can take samples. You can see triplicate samples taken from every area. It helps us to understand what kind of sediment is there, what kind of seaweed, seagrass, and so that this is the drop camera. In each site we use this camera to take underwater photos to understand the percentage cover of seagrass bed. The one vein crab helps us to collect the sediment samples as well as the biomass, above ground biomass and below ground biomass seagrass bed, and we count every shoots and to understand the shoot density. All these factors actually determine the helps us to understand where we should do the seagrass restoration and which place is much better. So the species selection is very important for seagrass restoration. Why we need a seagrass restoration? Because of extensive seagrass beds we have, there is also degradation happening by fishing activities. At the same time, the seagrass restoration technology is not yet fully developed. So if we lost the seagrass bed, there will be no dugongs here. So it is important to have the seagrass beds, and protecting the existing seagrass beds is very important. The same time, we should also develop our own seagrass restoration techniques. So we use the we got a idea of using a PVC based seagrass restoration. So before taking to any restoration, it is important to have such a mapping work. You can see these rounds can it shows that biomass of seagrass and biomass of seaweed. Close to the shore, you can see here because it's very shallow, and here you can see it's a little deeper. We have more seagrass here. There is some freshwater flow. You can shrimp farms. You can see. So the sewage released from here it gives more, so the seaweeds are growing better. Based on the different composition of the sediments and seagrass, and we decide where to do the seagrass restoration. So this is seagrass restoration site selected in 100 hectares, and this is seagrass pigs. So if you harvest 1 square kilometer, what's 1 square meter of sea grasses, and it can be expanded up to 5 square meter in a particular species called Cymodacea cerulata and Syringodium isoetifolium. So the same thing, if you go for a smaller seagrass, that is Holodil pinifolia, if you harvest, you can expand up to 12 square meter area, because we use only the rhizomes of existing seagrass bed and cut them into 5 to 10 centimeters small pieces, like ginger. If you cut the ginger, put it into the pot, and it can grow, and it will slowly gradually expand. The same thing happens in the seagrass restoration. We use the same technology. We collect from one site and put in another site and let it grow, but it is not 100% successful. The success rate is nearly 40 to 50% only, and because of various reasons, sedimentation, crabs. So it is better to protect the existing seagrass bed. If only there is a need, if there is a need for a seagrass restoration, we can go for it. If there is no springs available in that area, if the degradation is severe, and we need seagrass restoration. So this is how we involve the fisherman. You can see this bamboo. This is also eco-friendly. Like we use the mangroves for the palmera bags. Here we use this eco-friendly method. Previously it was PVC frames and sand-filled PVC frames. Now we even use these coconut ropes. But because of the tidal currents and the little small waves that friction caused on the seafloor actually moves this. uh, so it shows how the seagrass restoration work has been done. I just show some photos, and so the site selection is very important. So I don't go much technical into it, but the most important is community engagement. Since we have a strong community engagement, and other depth for freshwater flow and distance from the donor sites, all these technical things will be taken care of it. There is a certain criteria we have to understand before doing any seagrass restoration. That is particularly nutrient levels, pollution, salinity, temperature, depth. It all affect the growth of seagrasses. And baseline data collection is very important if you also scientifically do the seagrass restoration work with so that it is a lesson for others not to do the same thing. So the water quality, sediment analysis, herbivory, and fishing pressure, we have been maintaining it. So the mangrove restoration can be done only in monsoon in Tamil Nadu, and the seagrass restoration only in summer, that is from February, March, because the seagrass like to grow better in high salt content, that is higher salinity, and the mangrove seedlings like to grow better grow. They have show the better growth only in monsoon. We involve extensively local fishermen, build the capacity of local fishermen, seagrass restoration, and monitoring evolution. It's more technical, and technical it needs a separate workshop to teach young people how to do the seagrass restoration based on the lessons learned from us. You can see here it's a traditional method. We have done different methods, experimented different materials, and based on that we developed our own method. And we also got a team of people from Thailand brought by IUCN. So they are Thailand Forest Department. They came to our course to learn seagrass restoration methods using bamboo frames. So the threats to the seagrass bed is a fishing nets. You can see this shows how the seafloor is scrapped by small-scale fishermen called the drag nets, and also by trawlers. And this is how we use this eco-friendly method, not only in seagrass but also in mangroves. So it's an eco-friendly. So we have our own center that has been running since 2011, and where we share our ideas. It's a non-profit service. We don't get any fees from our beneficiaries, starting from school children to school teachers, various technical programs, whatever we provide, and it is completely non-profit service. And we got successful. So from hunters to rescue and release, you can see the fishermen, the behavior of the local community has changed, and they rescue release the dugongs. And this is the video shows how you can see how the dugong is actually a rescue and release here. So this is the Tamil Nadu Forest Department District Forest Officer, Range Officer gives rewards to the fishermen who rescue release the dugongs. And publication is very important. If you want to work with nature conservation on the ground, bring good quality publications. And government policy. So India's first dugong conservation has been declared in Tamil Nadu. And so at the same times, it is not so we still have to go long way, because the dugongs also moves to Sri Lankan waters. Still the dugongs hunted on this area. In January 2025, I voluntarily visited to Sri Lanka, met the NGOs, and get some support, contact from IUCN members, and met some government officers, and also High Commission of Indian Embassy, and to request to initiate dugong conservation based on the lessons and techniques developed in our country. We can share this and teach other countries, neighboring countries, including Sri Lanka and Thailand, so they can also teach us how the dugongs have been conserved, or seagrass have been restored. So such a collaborative knowledge sharing process is very important, so that the dugongs protected in our waters will have a freedom to move around in Sri Lankan water also. This is what we believe. And we encourage the young people, and every year we conduct 2 to 3 technical programs. So whatever the techniques we know, that is drone photogrammetry, acoustic, GIS, restoration techniques, and through, so whatever we know that we used to teach young people, it's completely non-profit with food, accommodation, and so they come all over. We got students from all over India. We will also provide certificates to them. So India's first dugong conservation reserve also got a recognition from IUCN in October 2025, just 20 days before. We have a special program for young people. Any Indian can come to our center who through this Marine Conservation Leadership Program, and every year we announce it in April, and so they get a free scuba diving training. And we also they should be in the field all the time, and they will manage our center, and they will learn about how to interact with local community for conservation. They will learn to organize the workshop for bigger group. So it is a leadership program. So they have to decide as a group to move ahead for various scientific activities at the same time, so learning, sharing. And every weekend we invite international experts to have an online discussion and meeting with these people. So once they complete this marine conservation leadership program, we provide them certificate. So starting from the travel from their home and going back to their place, everything is free, but it's highly competitive. We get only 8 to 10 students every year. Last year we got 85 applications, and I encourage whoever the young people watching this program, please apply, and we are ready to serve you. And three of these young professionals actually selected, and they visited IUCN World Conservation Congress with full support. And I again would like to extend my sincere thanks for this opportunity. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Balaji sir. It was really inspiring, motivating, and altogether a journey from from being a student to being an expert into the field. I would like to again call our director, Dr. Jandal Lakmapurkar, to share his thoughts. And also, the floor is now open for all the question and answers. Please ask all your question and answers to Balaji sir. He's there to answer you in details because things were coming into the chat box. And if you're not able to connect to us, you can put the questions onto the chat box also. And of course, the praises are pouring into you for in the chat box, sir.
So, can I ask some question? Your mic is off. Mic is off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
So I had three questions. One is, now it is the Dugong is there in Park Bay. How much population is there in Gulf of Mannar? Is there any population report nearby?
So, according to AA report, and there is also a global assessment report recently, and it's around 300 dugongs exist in Gulf of Mannar and Park Bay.
Together.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Second question is, did you observe any population change? It has increased since your intervention started. Is there any census available, or forest department or anybody doing regular census
Ye-
kind of thing?
Yes, sir. Forest Department has been taking a secondary survey, as well as there is a permanent dugong monitoring sites has been established. The
Okay.
number of dugong sighting is increased because the people got more aware, and they are more open to share that information towards the department by photos, videos. Not when they are going into the boat, they just take videos and share. I saw the dugong here and there. So the number of sightings by human and sharing the information is greatly improved. But it does not mean that there is a good improvement of a number of dugongs in the last 10 years. But when we see this rescue and release effort, no hunting, it means that it is a good opening for dugongs. So we need more time, sir.
Okay. One more question. How you see the changes in grassland habitat? Has it improved the habitat, and does it have any impact on climate change on the dugong or its
Yeah.
habitat?
Sir, sea grasses, they are spreading up to 10 kilometers from the coast and about 120 kilometers along the coast in Park Bay. So it's a
Okay.
huge seagrass bed,
Yes.
and we need more research on this, sir. So as an NGO, we did some models and we established examples, but we request young people to come and work on this part of the country for seagrass mapping and restoration. And it is important to monitor it regularly, and it needs financial support. And so
Infrastructure.
we have done only in a very small part of Park Bay, sir. So only less than 20 percentage of sea grasses we have done from our side. That Yeah, it needs again, we need to monitor at least every 3 to 4 years to understand the health of seagrass bed.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I had a
Uh,
question, may I ask?
yes,
Y-
yes. Please go
Yes.
ahead.
Good morning.
Yes.
Hi, hello, I'm Samira. I'm from Gujarat, and I just finished my PhD at the Odum School of Ecology from the US. My dissertation work was related to Gujarat fisheries actually, and I worked on artificial reef, the adoption of artificial reefs there. You're truly the son of the ocean. How transferable is what you learned and what you have done in Tamil Nadu to other states like in Gujarat?
Entire nations, and we are open. Our learnings are very small, but other than the field work and techniques, and the our young, we need to motivate the young people to work more on um, nature conservation and along the coast of India. So we are open to work with, and if anyone invite us to have such a workshop or technical things, I'm very happy to travel and share this from our side. And we are not a big team. We are 11 people only, and I'm the only marine biologist, and we have another young people, two young people who are working with us, and another sociologist. So we are open to if any NGOs from any part of India like to visit our center, and they can communicate, and we are trying, we are ready to share our experience from the ground.
Thank you, sir. Very fascinating journey. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, ma'am.
So we have questions in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other? Let me take the questions first. Can plant tissue culture help protect mangrove forest? It is by Saban Malik.
Yes,
Sahiban.
it is already done in CAS in marine biology in Annamala University. So before we do for using the technology for mangrove rehabilitation, we need to understand what is the exact threats happen to that existing mangrove forest. So technology is another part, because when we apply for this new technology, and the ratio of success is not as much as expected, because the from lab to land it takes so much effort. And from our point of view, working with nature and community, and our land is already the coastal area in India is already very rich, and what we can do is we can use the traditional methods like collecting the seeds, planting in other parts with the with the participation of community is much better. And the technology is needed only when there is a requirement in the community level on the ground. This is my humble suggestion.
I hope you got the answer, Sahiban. I move to the next question. It is from Saiket. Thanks for calling. Nice presentation. I want to know during population survey, what methods or techniques do you use to differentiate between various members of a pod or a group of colony?
I mean, in Digong, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they're talking about
Yes,
Dugong
yes,
only.
yes. In Parkway, we don't have we have a porpoise that is very small. That is, that's porpoise is a small marine mammal. So other than this, the dugong is the largest marine mammal that lives entirely in our coast. So we use these boat-based techniques. That is, boat we have to use transect 10-kilometer transects. The boats has to start. This is done by WIA. So the boat will start from the shore at the same time, and they will reach up to 10 kilometers from the shoreline at the same speed. So there will be no replication of the same animal at the same time. This is the boat-based survey they have been using, and now drone-based survey is also used now. For example, the drone can reach up to 5 kilometers, I think, from the shoreline. So we have to move the boats, and every 5 kilometers we can send. The maximum distance of seagrass bed from the shoreline is 10 kilometers. The Digong usually monitor within this available area only. This is the method we use. But we never seen a huge number of dugongs. Like in the movies, we see like 10 dugongs, 100 dugongs are moving. But we see dugongs maybe isolated or maximum one or two dugongs only. And it is well visible because every 9 to 10, 14 minutes it comes to the surface, and not like dolphin, they will not just come out, and they just come, the nose will be, you can see, and again they will go back. So within that time we have to spot. So we set up like 360-degree, we have to watch using the binocular. When we move the boat, and we set around 4 people or 6 people, and we watch every direction of the boat to observe anything moving on the water. And the methodology still need to improve. We need more logistics. For example, aerial survey is very important. We need more logistics, and I think WAA will do more work on this aspect.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Basu, I hope you got the answer. And Dr. Mayar is saying, excellent presentation. Manjusha is telling, I got to learn so many things from your talk, sir. It's really inspiring. Again, Sumita saying, thanks a lot. Saiban saying, excellent presentation. We have a question from Lakshu. Were there any unique observation made during the entire team of observing dugong?
To be honest, we observe the dugong very rarely. In the 20 years, I observed maybe 5 to 6 times. Even some most of the time we observe this from the surface, and they suddenly disappear. So the even observing them is that is the video I showed is the recent one, like one month before, and it showed us the how the dugong actually feeds on the seagrass bed. And you can see that Diong is moving for a few minutes, and again we recorded nearly 40 minutes of video in that one stretch. And it shows that how what is the duration it comes out to the surface and going back and feeding on the seagrasses. We only know through the literature, but for the first time this complete video showed how much the time taken by a dugongs in our waters, not from the books. So this is the special observation we made recently.
That's really great, sir. Mr. Anil is asking, hello, Balaji, sir. What's the status of erosion in Palk Bay Area? In Bharuch and Anand district, Gulf of Khambat, this year we are witnessing severe erosion. Is it same along the west coast?
We are in the east coast, southeast coast. So since we have a Sri Lanka on the opposite side, so there is no big waves in our coast. First factor. The second is we are in a very shallow water, so there is no wave-based erosion happens, and the currents are very slow when compared to Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean in our coast. So at the same time, we have a extensive seagrass bed on the coastal area. The shoreline erosion is minimal in Tanjavur, Pudukkottai, and Ramanathapuram district because we have opposite Sri Lankan waters. Sri Lankan and that landmass actually protect any big waves from the Bay of Bengal, and we are these districts are comparatively have less erosion. But when you see this from Pine Kalimer to Chennai and on the south side, and the erosion is maybe much higher, which I don't know directly. I have no experience on it, but I have seen that the erosion-based damages caused to houses in south side of Tamil Nadu, not in our place.
Thank you, sir. We are moving on to the next question. Laksh is asking, sir, can the similar kind of effort be put for mangrove restoration in Gujarat, especially Gulf of Khambat?
Certainly, and you have a wonderful organization here. So please contact Jayendra ji and Sonia ma'am. And this is important that young people come forward, learn the techniques, and replicate to other areas. If you want any visit to our place in Tamil Nadu, also you can most welcome to visit our place and learn what we do here, and you can do there.
Vaishak, you want to ask something? You just raised the hand, so you can
Yes,
ask.
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So, sir, hi, sir. It was a very good presentation, sir. So, I'm a student, a master's student in Delhi. So,
Yes.
I'm currently pursuing environmental studies and resource management. And my field, the one I want to work is in conservation field, sir. but
Yes.
I'm a physics graduate, so I'm just learning step by step all these techniques of conservation and other ecology and all. So I just wanted to know if I'm doing my internship, the one I want to work more is in elephant conservation. Do you think I should like do internship in more elephant conservation itself, or is it fine with any animal conservation I do? I can gradually grow up. Just wanted to know about that, sir.
Yes, for this, what I would like to say is follow your passion, what you have really that drives you. It's more personal question because whatever the ecosystem you select, but the decision is based on your own perception in which ecosystem you want to work, for which animal you want to dedicate yourself in our country to conserve and better. So what I would say, it may be an elephant or dugong. It doesn't matter. You have to understand what is the recent improvements, what is going on there, and from that point you have to plan the next 10 years or 20 years of your journey and build your skills, whatever skills required to work on that field, technical skills. Once you have this capacity built within you, and you make yourself that as a person who is important towards to work in this team. So once you have all this, then you can start to work in the next 5 to 10 years. It will really contribute personally to yourself at the same time for the conservation of that animal. It's my humble suggestion, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Reshma, please go ahead. You raise the hand. You can ask the question. Then we'll move on to the next question.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such useful information. My question in seagrass plantation, what should be, is there any ideal water depth for planting? And since planting under the sea is difficult due to water flow, which can uproot the plants, are there any specific method or techniques used to prevent that?
Yes, ma'am. And those seagrasses, as you know, since they need sunlight, so the maximum depth we have seagrasses here is 9 meter. The smallest seagrass grows in 9 meter in deeper areas, and the largest seagrass growing in shallow waters. So our seagrass restoration is based on different zones of seagrasses that is already spread on the seafloor. If I decide to do the seagrass restoration in 10 feet depth, I go and search where the natural seagrass exists in that area, and I check the sediment characteristics that is similar to the restoration site as well as from the donor site. Once we confirm that the sediment characteristics are similar, then only we uproot the seagrasses from that place and transplant to other sites. This is the very basic natural method, but we cannot transplant, for example, the Enhalus acroides, that is the largest seagrass. You cannot transplant them from the near shore water towards 10 feet or 15 feet because the flowers needs to be on the surface of the water for particular this species. Other seagrass, they grow in the deeper areas, they reproduce, but only one species has to be on the shallow waters only, maximum 3 to 4 feet. So we have to understand the natural distribution and zonation of seagrass. Based on that only we can select the sites. It may be depth or and we cannot do the we can do the seagrass restoration only in summer, starting from post monsoon, when there is there is low freshwater flow, and the salinity level should be optimum. And in summer, since there is no freshwater flow and the visibility of water visibility is much better, so the new seagrass sprigs will grow better in the next 4 months to establish a small meadow. Thank you.
And since planting under the sea is difficult due to water flow, which can uproot the plants, are there any specific method?
Yes, that is a very important question. So when you take the seagrasses to other parts, the water definitely try to take away and carry out, and they tends to float. For example, in the earlier method, first year we use these PVC frames. PVC, if you put, it's a plastic, we should not put into the. But we got the instructions based on that. We started the project, and we filled it with sand, and so that it settled on the sea floor. Then in between this PVC frame, we use this jute ropes, and the jute ropes are actually used as a anchor point where we fix the seagrass rhizomes, and so it is settled on the surface of the sea floor. When we transformed into bamboo-based seagrass restoration, the frames tend to float on the surface. So now we use these anchors like small nails, that is U-shaped nails, that is fixed on the seafloor. The image I have shown, you can see that the diver is actually fixing the frame on the seafloor using the U-shaped nail. That is, initially we used iron rods. Now we use the same bamboo frames as a small anchor point. So we have to use the anchor points to fix the seagrass frames on the surface of the seafloor at least in the next 3 months, so that the seagrass bricks will not move and they will naturally grow. The leaves will come out on the surface and the roots on into the soil. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Reshma, and thank you, Balaji sir. We have a question. Um, of course, Mr. Muthu Pandey is saying very informative, so thank you. Kishan Raj is asking, can we use satellite for monitoring dugong, and can we use GPS on dugong?
Yes, the satellite is also is possible, but it's a higher end technology which we don't know. We never used it, and GPS we have been trying, and so GPS WAA is an organization in India that can use the GPS tags on animals. So it is their work, and they will be doing. But I know that in James Cook University, Dr. Chris, he is using satellite-based tags, that's GPS tags, that is specialized for dugongs. You cannot use the same tags that is used for turtles, that is used for dolphins on dugongs. These specialized tags is have about 1 meter rope. So the tag is actually floating on the surface when the animal is moving, and the tag is actually towed on the backside. Because it has to give some freedom to the animal. At the same time, if the animal is getting caught somewhere or anything, the nets, and this tag is detached from that. So there is a small soft point in between the animal and the tag in the middle of the rope. GPS tags is used in Australia, and we not yet used in India. It is possible. If we have a project, we can use it with the government. Yes.
Thank you, Balaji sir. Anjali Singh, I have learned a lot of things from your presentation. You share such wonderful information to use. This is really very helpful to me, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, Bhan is asking, was there any evidence of invasiveness in the sea floor?
Invasiveness means the plant, right?
Nabhan are you talking about the plant? If you are there, please answer.
In our coast, actually, if we consider like in seagrass bed, we have not seen any other seagrass. It's only 14 species it's mentioned. We have directly observed 9 species in the coast where we work, and all the seagrasses we have is native and it's already recorded. There is no invasive seagrass in our area.
All right, sir. Moving on to the next question. Manjusha is asking, is it possible to radio collar a dugong? Is it already done, or are you considering doing it?
I have to be honest, I have no idea about radio collaring. I have seen only the GPS based tags only once, not yet done. And if you are interested, and please start in India. And there's a huge opportunity for young people to work on dugong GPS tagging, which is never done in our country. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Uh, Abhishek is asking, thank you, sir, for an amazing session. I am from Banaras Hindu University. My question is that, sir, how can we use the GIS technique for marine conservation? If you use it, please explain it how.
Yes, I have shown a photographs of GIS map of that is a map of seagrass. So it helps us to understand the extent and health of seagrass bed, we have to do the ground truthing. That is the acoustic map is the GIS techniques. So GIS is very important to spatially understand the health of seagrass bed, which I showed in my presentation. For mangroves also we can use GIS. Yes.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Sonal is telling the session definitely helpful for us. Thank you so much, sir. Laksh is asking, are there any challenges coming up post plantation of mangroves in terms of soil and water parameters, else than the tidal fluctuation and animal interaction?
Thank you. It's a very good question actually. So mangrove restoration is not finished once we planted the mangroves, and it actually started since we planted the mangroves. In the next at least 3 to 4 years in the beginning. So the important thing is we plant usually in monsoon. So if you plant the mangroves in a very high in the slope of the canal, in the summer the water level will be always lower, the tidal water, so that plant will so there is no water to the young seedling, and so it will dry. If we plant little lower, and it will be covered by tidal waters and monsoon flood from the rivers, and so the mangrove seedling actually covered by algae. So we have to exactly plant in the mid water level, that has to be find out. That is a one challenge we have. Second is the cattle grazing. If we don't protect the cattle grazing, the entire site will be the effort will be wasted. And soil and water parameters. So we cannot in fishbone system model, you cannot just plant immediately after digging the canals. We at least 3 to 5 months, maximum 1 year has to be exposed to the open air. Then only the soil surface will be suitable for a new plantation.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next question. Before that, Sangeeta is telling great initiative and perseverance by you to the Mother Nature, sir. And Anil Kumar is telling, is it possible for you to share some quantity of macronata?
Sorry, what is macronata? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Anil, is that macro data or macronata? Can you, if you are there in the webinar, can you just tell us what exactly you mean by that? It's mangrove seed, Anil Kumar is saying.
It's all the mangrove seeds and mangrove restoration now is under the control of Tamil Nadu Forest Department. So the seed availability is a critical part of mangrove restoration. We are not able to send or share the seeds from our organization.
All right, so moving on to the next, Rishma is asking, what advice would you give to young professionals and students who want to work in this field?
Thank you. It's an excellent question. And when we take the young professionals to the sea, because they never into the sea before, they're a little afraid and whether they want to swim or not. What we tell them is have a life jacket for the safety, jump into the water, see, explore, and if you feel more comfortable, and you will gradually develop your skills, swimming skills. So if you really have a drive within you to work on the conservation, and no one can stop you. So it's you already blessed, and it's a karma that you want to work towards the nation and for the particular cause. So if you understand, if you feel that in your gut, and whenever you go, you felt that, you just try to plan. What I would suggest to young people is at least try to do a mind mapping in the next 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years in the direction where you want to. If you want to work on the conservation field, create a mind map. Now where are you and what skills you need to build in the next 2 years, where you want to go, who you want to meet, write the email, get the appointment, attend the conferences, get more contacts, build network, and after 2 years you will be definitely reach that point. Without mind mapping, it will be difficult. The mind mapping is an easy way that you can share it to your mentors, and it is a easy way that you can understand. And every day if you see your mind map, stick on the wall, then it will tell you where you are actually. And please make yourself better orientation. And I would suggest is early morning, this Brahma Muhurtam is the best time to create your mind map. Just wake up in the early morning when the world is sleeping and you are already awake, and you know that you have your responsibility. Write down everything and create everything built from the scratch. So it has to be within you, and it spread out like a radiation and brings all the mind maps, and that is the future and contribution towards the country. And take your time, and you all have the wonderful assets, that is the time and the young and and the energy that you have as a young people. And if you start, definitely you will reach the point. Thank you.
Thank you. That was really, really inspiring. And of course, anyone who will follow the path and the roadmap you have, chalked on, they will definitely win in life. Moving on to the next question, sir. Pragati is asking, have any molecular work done in India?
Yes, not in dugongs, but seagrasses, the work has been done. So I think I'm not expert on this field, so I should be honest with you. I don't have much knowledge on this aspect. So there are some expert I know, the molecular expert who are working on mangroves and seagrass, and I can connect with you if you write an email, and they will give you more in-depth information on this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Laksh is telling, apart from this personal observation onto fishermen into local areas, chopping down the mangroves to access the ocean, chopping down the mangroves to access the ocean have been made. How can this be solved, or how it can be dealt with in terms of awareness, and also what are the alternatives to it?
The fisherman actually, it is in a mangroves, uh, and the coast is actually already well aligned with each other. So if the mangroves growing in between the villages along the shore, nobody will disturb it. So if you want to plant the mangrove restoration, do the work, do not plant in the way where the fishermen used to use the access points. So if you that is the why we have this participatory resource appraisal and mapping. So people will exactly map, and they will show you where you can plant the mangroves. That is the area we can do the project work. If the people don't agree, then don't try to plant in one day. That will immediately it will not be a successful one. And I kindly suggest to have a discussion with the community, and they will show you and point out which place is better for planting mangroves that should not disturb the daily life. People actually in our area, they do not chop mangroves to the access rate, because the here the geography is a little different. But in your case, if the things happening, then it is better to have a access way for the path from the boat point, sorry, the boat landing area and their habitat. Please give the space for them. So if you give the space, and the remaining areas can be used for mangrove restoration.
Thank you, sir. Pragati is again asking, I'm working on molecular systematics of gastropod. I would like to know what is the status of molecular work done in India on dugong. I guess you
Um,
already answered it.
yes, and yeah, I have answered. And there is a scientist working in WAI, and so they collect the samples of dead dugongs, and they are still working, doing this molecular work on the dugongs, and it helps to understand the difference between genetical arrangements between the dugong in other countries, and how it is distinctive population in our Park Bay in India. So it is better to contact WA scientist.
Thank you, sir. Sonal is asking, is there any internship or ongoing project in which we do participate in mine conservation?
Yes, and we will do the call for in next summer in April and May. By March, I think we call for, and the students will come from April and May. And you are most welcome to apply. And I would suggest to follow our Facebook page. We have a Omkar Park Bay Center, and we will announce. And you are most welcome, madam. Yes.
Yes, sir, I guess this answered the next question by Laksh. How can someone apply as a student to learn scuba diving or do the course under Omkar Foundation?
Yes, we under this Marine Conservation Leadership Program, it's free, completely free. If you want to do your scuba diving by yourself, there are many dive centers starting from Mumbai, Goa, anywhere in India, and so they you can directly go and learn from them.
Thank you, sir. Are any more questions there on the floor? Because thank yous are pouring in, and thank you everyone. Thank you so much, Balaji sir, for giving all this inspiration, motivation, inspiring like a mentorship also and everything. So I'm just waiting. Any other questions to be asked? If not, I will request everyone to please switch on the camera if it is possible for you for a group photograph before we head towards vote of thanks. If it is possible for everyone, please switch on your cameras for a group photograph. Shall I wait or shall I start taking the photographs? You can just let me know. Just a sec. Thank you everyone for making this webinar so enriching, for joining us, for being there. And of course, thanks to Balaji sir for all the time and the wisdom he shared. On behalf of GES, again, I would like to thank Sir Balaji sir and to all of you for showing up, giving your time to us, for showing the commitment to us. And people are still pouring thank you to you, Balaji sir. And on behalf of Gujarat Ecology Society, we extend our heartfelt congratulations for you for the first motion on Dugong in IUCN WCC 2025. And of course, like I was there, so we witnessed your whole journey over there also. It was a proud moment for India also. We truly value the insights you shared today and look forward to explore future possibilities of collaboration between Omkar Foundation and Gujarat Ecology Society. And to everyone who is attending today, for any mangrove work or for anything you need help or any guidance, you are free to contact us also. With that, I officially close the today's webinar. And still, if you want to share your experience, you are free to speak. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Balaji. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, everyone. As we are officially closing the webinar, so again, thanks again for joining. You may leave the webinar. The recording of it will be available on our YouTube channel as soon as we will be getting the recording. It will be put on our YouTube channel.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. You may please leave the room. I'll end the meeting soon.